엉덩이 빵빵빵 남자들은 탐탐탐 내 입술 냠냠냠 어디 가도 당당당 등장은 짠짠짠 띠자 띠자 팡팡팡 디스코 팡팡팡 Hello.
Have a look around us. What do you see? Maybe some of us sees a bottle, perhaps a hanger, a container, or even a chair. Now, what I'm trying to say is, most things around us are made of plastics. What do you do every day? Maybe you watch television, use a computer, or ride in a bus. Some parts of them are definitely made of plastic. Or when you shop at the grocery store, you again are relying on plastics. Plastics have a very good environmental profile. Only 4% of the world's oil production is used for plastic, and much less energy is used to produce it compared to other materials. It is a material that takes up to hundreds of years to degrade, and we can recycle certain plastics. The calorific value of the plastics can be recovered through energy from waste incineration to provide a much source of homegrown power, which economically and environmentally means the oil we use to make plastics can be paid back. In some ways, the life of plastics is never ending, and it is indeed sustainable. Plastics are valuable as they enable sustainable, durable, long-lasting design and constructions in homes, buildings, and infrastructure like bridges. Plastics are in products we use every day that help keep us safe. They are in bicycle helmets, child safety seats, and automotive airbags that protect us, from computer to cell phones that connect us. Plastics also help keep the foods we eat safer and fresher than ever before. Plastics are versatile materials, but the way we use them is incredibly wasteful to the point it can cause pollution in the ocean, air, or the environment. We take oil and gas from the earth to make plastics products that are often designed to be used only once, and then we throw them away. However, we can always create value from plastic by practicing reuse, repurpose, recycle, and reinvent instead of throwing them away.
Plastic waste. What can we do about plastic waste? Did you know about reuse, recycle, and reinvent? Okay, reuse plastic waste means using it again or refers to using items more than once. We live in a world where many of our everyday items are disposable. An effective way to do our parts is to reuse the plastic disposable items we have, such as bottles and plastic grocery bags. Most people skip this step and go directly to recycling. But reusing plastics can actually reduce the demand for new plastics to be created.
Here are some ideas for reusing plastic items. For example, container. For your information, we can reuse this container to keep food at home or for school.
Glass bottles. Don't throw this bottle because we can use to refill water or juice. Lastly, glass jars. We also can use glass jars to refill sugar or salt. Other than reuse, we actually can repurpose plastic. Repurposing is the use of something for a purpose other than its original intended use. Repurposing an item can be done by modifying it to fit a new use or by using the item as in a new way. For example, plastic bottle as a vase and pencil box.
First, cut the top of any plastic bottle. Next, put some soil into the bottle. Then, add some chili seeds or any other plant seeds. So, this is our homemade plastic bottle vase.
Today, I'll show you how to create a plastic bottle. The first thing to do is take one plastic bottle and cut the bottle depending on the desired design. Then paint the bottle if you want, or add some accessories. Finally, we can really use our pencil box. Therefore, by reusing our plastic waste, we could create a better life and save money. Reuse plastic waste now.
Now, we move the topic into plastic recycle. Plastic recycling process refers to the process of recovering waste or scrap plastic and reprocessing the materials into functional and useful product. This activity is known as a plastic recycling process. The goal of recycling plastic is to reduce high rate of plastic pollution while putting less pressure on virgin materials to produce brand new product. This approach helps to conserve resources and divert plastics from landfills or unintended destinations such as ocean. So, today I am going to show you some of the recyclable plastic materials that are usually around us and turn it into new product without changing it. First of all, we can make a plastic basket from plastic food packaging such as Milo plastic, rice plastic or cracker plastic. The method are very simple. Firstly, collect all the used plastic packaging and fold it into the same size. Secondly, embroider it according to the pattern and shape we want. And finally, the finished basket can be decorated according to the individual taste. And secondly, we can make a flower vase from plastic bottle. The materials are very simple. The materials are plastic bottles, primer, pen spray of choice, and craft scissors and tape. So, how to make flower vase with plastic bottles step by step? Let's continue. Firstly, make sure the bottles are clean and dry. Cut the top of the bottle and then add tape around the rim so you can avoid yourself from scratching when you're filling the vase with flowers. Make sure you use strong tape. And don't forget to make a small hole under the bottle. Next, for the decoration, prepare the bottle for painting by spreading some primer and then spray paint the bottle and leave it to dry. If you choose to make a pattern, then spray the main color first. And then leave it to completely dry as indicated on the spray and add tape above the area where you want to add the second color. Then spray the second color and leave it to dry completely. Enjoy your new DIY flower vase. So, this is the two examples of recycling plastic that you can make by yourself at home. I hope you try it because it can help us to reduce the plastic waste around us.
Now, I will tell how polyester is made from plastic. Most of the recycled polyester we use originates from plastic water and soda bottles. It's impressive, right? That a hard drinking container can turn into soft fabric. It's actually a relatively simple process and is used often in our industry as well as the clothing industry. This is the story of how a plastic bottle is turned into a fabric. The first step in the process is to collect bottles that will be turned into fabric. Once the bottles are collected, the clear bottles are separated out from the other colored bottles. Clear bottles will create white yarn, and colored bottles will naturally create green yarn or any color the bottle was. The next step is to shred the bottle into tiny pieces and spread out the caps and labels from the bottle material. The caps of a soda or water bottle is actually a different kind of plastic than the PET bottle itself. After this, the shredded material is dried. Now, it is time for the shredded beads to start their transformation into something that can be used again. This happened with a machine called an extruder. The plastic is heated and forced through tiny holes, which resemble something like the shower head, to create fibers. The fibers are fine, long, continuous strands. Next, they are torn apart into short pieces so the fiber isn't continuous strands. It's then baled and is finally ready to be turned into yarn. At this point, the fiber very closely resembles wool. The final step in turning the bottle into yarn can now occur. This consists of carding, which is a machine that aligns all the fibers in the same direction, and then a spinning machine that actually makes the yarn. Now, the yarn can be woven into fabric, completing its cycles from bottle to fabric, creating a useful product out of something that can quite often get tossed into the trash.
And finally, at present, there is very little awareness exists regarding this plastic waste issue in our society. The practices of bringing forth waste are too risky, not only for today, but they could be dangerous for our future generation. So it is very important to educate people and tell them to adopt practices for recycle, reuse, and reduce rather than generating waste. In order to educate people, we can do public awareness, which acquire knowledge and consent of individuals concerning about 5R, sustainable production and consumption, and resources efficiency. We must not forget that consumer awareness is raised through public awareness campaign and education on the need of recycling and how to properly segregate our plastic garbage. Above all, campaign assists consumers in changing their behavior. Consumers also must be convinced of the value and potential of recycling, reusing, repurposing, and reinventing plastic, which can only be done by informing them about it. We can do a lot of events or things to increase the public awareness about plastic waste, such as public awareness using social media. We can create a social media page such as Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok and put our agenda such as the contents for the promotion of benefit of plastic waste. We also can make some specific challenge in our social media for society such as photography or video challenge for people around the world to encourage them for using the plastic waste correctly. Secondly, Plastic Free July. Plastic Free July is a global movement that helps millions of people be part of the solution to plastic pollution. Plastic Free July participants reduce their household waste and recycling by 21 kilos per person per year and contribute to a total saving of 940 million kilos of plastic waste each year. Lastly, we can make some arts or craft from plastic waste. We take a look at how artists are creating art not for the art's sake, but for the planet, highlighting the plastic pandemic through the powerful use of waste. This type of art seeks to transform waste such as paper, cardboard, wood, glass, plastic, metals, and rubber into work of art. The concept therefore goes beyond the conventional recycling of materials by creating objects that exceed the economic, cultural, and social value of the original product. The environmental benefits of recycled art include, for example, its contribution to the use and extending the useful life of material, and as a consequence, by reducing the amount of waste generated. It takes a great deal for creativity and a degree of technique to work with these materials, and we can use all the plastic waste to make some arts for the future and for the younger generation. We can show the younger generation that all the plastic waste are benefits and it can give us a lot of things to do. That's all from me. Thank you.